Hey, explorers! It's me, Justin, your host for Adventures in Painting. And this is episode 5, and I'm calling it Leaving at Sunrise. Because I was just imagining, like if we're heading out for the day to explore, go on an adventure, we're leaving this cabin, and at sunrise, we've got the whole day ahead of us. So this is what we're painting. It's a new painting. The last painting was called Crossing the Stream, but we're done with that. Check out episodes 1 through 4 if you want to paint that one. This is a new painting. And I have my canvas set at 8.5 by 11, I believe. We'll just check. I don't know these things. I don't even know how to check. How do I check? There we go. Okay, it's in pixels. Yeah, it's 11 by 8.5. Like I said, because I'm a genius and I knew exactly what it was. Yeah, so this is our source image. You can find the download link in the details, video details. I also have it pulled up on a second screen. Same picture. I advise you to do that as well. Pull it up on a second screen on your phone, your tablet, TV, whatever you got. And it will make everything so much easier so you're not flipping back and forth. Wow, I'm really big now. Hello. Flipping back and forth on Photoshop. Now, if you're using Photoshop, I do try to make these so that if you want to paint with acrylics, you can paint with that as well. I like to use Photoshop. I started out with acrylics, and then it was just, I'm just too messy. I can't handle it. Too messy, gets everywhere. And one day I bought this drawing tablet for Photoshop. It's got a pen, and it's changed my life. I just absolutely love digital painting. I try to do it in a way that is similar to painting with acrylics. So if you are painting with acrylics, you can follow along, I think. You just have to do some things differently because there's certain rules you have to follow that you don't have to follow with digital painting. It has more freedom. Let's get started. Gonna paint, because that's what we do. Turn all that off. Turn this off too. Oh, and by the way, I have my cranberry vodka, my go-to drink to sip on while I'm painting. It's just so easy to make, and I'm lazy. Cheers, and yes, it is in a sippy cup because I spill things. Whatever. Alright. So we got our source image pulled up here, but I am going to pull it back up on the screen real quick. So what I was saying before about acrylic painting, there are certain rules you have to follow. With acrylics, you absolutely have to start with the very, very back of the background. In this case, it's the sky. You have to start with the sky. And then you would build up in layers coming forward. So then you would do the hills in the back next, all that, and then the cabin, and then the grass in the front. You have to do that from back to front. I will do that kind of, although I'll jump around more because I have the freedom to do that. With digital painting, I'm going to jump around back and forth. I got layers I can go back and forth between. That's why digital painting is my favorite. Sorry. And as you can see, the source image does not come all the way down to the bottom of our canvas, so that gives us the opportunity to add some stuff. Maybe we'll add something new there. And that's one thing, I always like to add something new. I don't like to paint just the exact same painting or what you see in the picture, because then otherwise you might as well just look at the picture. No, it's a painting. Painting should stretch your imagination. And that is what we're going to do. Adventures in Painting. The Paint Along podcast, if you didn't know. Paint with me. But you don't have to paint. You can just hang out, hear me talk, because I have to talk the entire time. And today, we're going to talk about lucid dreaming. I am a huge lucid dreamer fanatic. I've been doing it for several years. If you don't know what lucid dreaming is, I will talk about it soon after we get started here. No more dilly-daddling. Okay. I'm going to start with the sky. And we're just going to color block right now. So we're just laying down color. Let me get a nice big brush. Nice big brush. I need to be on a good layer. So let me get a new layer. And we're going to call this Sky. Very original. Trust me, I know these things. Alright, Sky, and then pick just a nice blue that represents what you see in the source image. It's kind of like purpley blue. So we'll do that. And we're just going to paint it on. It's not rocket science, you just lay some color down. La, it's very easy. Actually, you know, here's one thing I didn't do in my last painting, and it's something that you do with acrylics or oils. I don't know, I don't use oils, but acrylics at least. I'm seeing this color that I just laid down. It's almost like on the entire image. So I'm going to set the entire tone for the painting with that color. So actually I'm going to pull that color over the whole thing. So let's do that. Okay, my computer is slowing down and it's not keeping up with itself. That's okay. I'm patient sometimes. I'll be right back. All better, hopefully. It just has to catch up with itself sometimes. Whatever. Okay, back to it. Let me move myself back up here. Okay. And go back to my layer, which is way up here, Sky. And now I'm gonna lay down some more of the sunrise colors. It goes more purpley, like almost like that. And I'm gonna use a low opacity, so maybe like 22. And if you look at the source image, it just kind of is right in there. And that honestly is not very dark enough, so let me darken that. More opacity, sorry. Yeah. Now we can see it. I don't think I went blue enough on the edges of the sky. If you look here, it's a lot bluer. So let me fix that. We'll get there. Hey, you know, everything about painting is trial and error. Sometimes it takes a while to get the colors just right. Nothing wrong with that. And you can tell yourself that anytime you need to make yourself feel better. Tell them, Justin told you it's okay. Alright, there we go. I like that a lot better. Just bringing that in. One thing about digital painting, I can change the opacities. I like to use low opacities and then just like build up. It's just kind of how I do it. And if you're using acrylics, you can add water to your paints. It thins it out, and then you can do kind of like what I'm doing. They're just washes, color washes. That's how I call it. All right. Now, going back to here, we did our blue, we did our purples. Now I'm going to do like a peachy color where the sun's really hitting it. Turn that off, go back, and I need a peachy color. Yes, peachy is the technical term here. Maybe there-ish. Okay, sorry, we're back. I'm gonna lay that down here. Yeah. Yep. It really, I love doing skies and sunsets and sunrises. It's intimidating, but every time it actually intimidates me a lot. But once you start laying down the color and you can see, I'm gonna get a smaller brush here, and I'm on yellow. Oh, that's too small. Oops. Now I'm just laying down the yellow. Once you can just start to see the colors meshing together, and it's reminiscent of a sunrise, sunset, whatever you're working on. It's not hard to see it come together. I need some more peachy. Let's go back to peach. Peach, not Princess Peach, just peach. If you'd like me to paint Princess Peach, I might, if you ask me to. Or Mario or anything like that. But right now we're just doing landscapes. Can't go wrong with a landscape. I'm getting off the peach and going to pink. I need some pink. There we go. We needed some pink. Pink. And if you're painting with acrylics, you want to just try to use the same color and then just add different values so that they all harmonize with each other. So let's say the purple that we're using earlier, you could add some white, a little bit more white and red to get the pink that we're going for. I don't necessarily want to do that, but you can do whatever you want. It's a free world of painting. Okay. Now I'm going to blend all this together at some point. When I'm painting with acrylics, I use my finger and I just kind of like rub it, which is probably why I keep complaining how messy I am with acrylics. But I don't know, it just works. So just rub it. Rub it. But digital painting, we can use the blending tool or the smudger. I use the smudger a lot. There's some white over here. It's like whitish yellow. There. Alright. I think we've got all the colors we need. Now we're just gonna smudge it together. Hang on 1 second, I'll be right back. By the way, if you like landscapes, and who doesn't, because landscapes are awesome, follow my friend Jacqueline Berry Paintings on Instagram. She is an amazing artist, and her skies that she does are just beyond amazing. Look at that. We ain't gonna be doing skies like that unless you're Jacqueline Berry, and then she'll be doing lots of them. And I don't blame her because she's really good at it. Look at this. Jacqueline Berry on Instagram. Okay, back to it. Okay, time to blend it all together. I have my smudge tool here on a nice medium size brush. I'm going to use a low strength just to see what that does. I don't want to like stretch all the colors out too much. I just want it to kind of blend together. And let's see if that's doing anything. Okay, technical difficulties. So my computer had to catch up with itself. All the blending happened off screen. Oops. That happens, especially when you're using a desktop that has seen better days. But it's all good. So I'm going to try to blend a little more. Let's see what happens. Is it working? See, my Photoshop does not want to blend. It's not good. I wish I could just take my finger and do that, but like I would on acrylics. But that's not going to happen. Okay, well, I finally figured out how to use my smudge tool, and I think it looks pretty nice. So there's where we were. Or we may have been even less that far in since you last saw me. There's been some time delays or time skips. We've been skipping time. Okay, if you watch Loki, you'll understand. I've been time skipping. But anyhow, this is where I am now, somewhere in the future. And we're gonna have to start from here. So, sky. Yeah, basically I just used the blender. Like I said, you just blend different things. I have it real low on 25 strength, 25%. And yep, it all just eventually looks like that. If you're lucky. And somehow I got very lucky, and it looks like it does. Alright, so now we need some ground, which obviously is green. If you look at our source image, my bad, sorry. It's green. I need to move that to the top. Well, sorry. There you go. So, we're going to put some green down. Green. If you don't know, green is a mixture of blue and yellow. The more you know. I don't have to mix blue and yellow because that's digital. But sorry, I guess I had too much cranberry vodka. I can't even talk straight right now. Live taping. Blue and yellow. I don't know what's happening. We're good to go now. Here we go. Let me get it a good size. We're just putting on some green. It's not rocket science. Just lay the green on. Just lay it on. lay it on. Now I'm leaving some of that purple between the ground and the sky because there's mountains there. You know what I want to do, actually? I'm sorry. And this is a learning opportunity. That's right. Every mistake that I make, it's a learning opportunity for you. It should have been on a new layer. So it's called grass. Very original naming there. Let me do that again. Okay, it's going to take me 2 seconds this time, I promise. We got it. Okay. Now, it's like a little higher there. Okay, but the rest is like mountains, so it's not really green. And oops. Let's look at the source image. It's a painting, okay? It's not a picture. It ain't gonna be the picture that you see. It's gonna be different. That's the whole point of it. I have an idea though. Please don't be mad at me for doing this. Don't make fun of me. I've worked really hard on this. I'm gonna scooch this up. I'm gonna scooch that up. Now, normally I wouldn't do this, and if you're painting acrylics, you can't. You're stuck with whatever you got. But guess what? I don't have to be stuck with whatever I have. Look, now it actually matches. The horizon line. Oops. Okay, we're good. Okay, so another time skip. Oops. And while I was gone, I did a lot of the foreground, so the grass, and then I did this tree line, and I used the purple that I used up in the sky, and I made it darker because if you look in the source image, even though it's trees and stuff, it's not exactly green. It's more of a purpley gray, and that happens. You can see it a lot better over here. That just happens with atmospheric coloration. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm an artist. There's a huge difference. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna work on the foreground a little bit, and I don't think I need to describe every single thing I'm doing. You can watch, follow along, or we can go into our next discussion about lucid dreaming. That's what I was trying to get to today. Lucid dreaming. So basically, the simple definition of lucid dreaming is when you're dreaming and you know you're dreaming. Most of the time when we're dreaming, we don't know. And I find that fascinating. I don't know why that is. I would love someone to fill me in on that. Why do we not usually know we're dreaming when we're dreaming? I guess if we always knew we were dreaming, then we wouldn't have such crazy dreams, I guess. And the thing about crazy dreams is they they're good for healing. So nightmares or just like the really wacky dreams, there's typically a healing aspect to those. So, but lucid dreaming is different. It's when you know you're dreaming and you can start to do things consciously within the dream. Whereas if you didn't know you're dreaming, you're just following along, almost like a script. It's not, well, I don't know. It could be scripted. Following along like a script. But in lucid dreaming, you can sort of break out of that and really do things that you could never do in a normal dream. Such as, you can, let's say you're having a dream about your best friend is mad at you and nothing you can do will make her feel better, him or her, or they feel better. Okay, if you were just having a regular dream, you're going to be stuck with that and it may never resolve itself. And there might be a lesson in that. There might be something your subconscious is trying to tell you. It might just be a dream. But in a lucid dream, if you were to become lucid, which is you realize you're dreaming, you could say, "Hey, friend, what's your problem? What's going on with you? Why are you treating me like this? What's up?" And if you do that, they might say something like from deep within the subconscious that you can really use for healing. So they might say, I'm just treating you how you treat yourself, or I'm treating you how you feel about your test coming up this week, or whatever, Or she might just say something, or they might say just something completely off the wall, and you're like, what? Trust me, anything can happen as far as that goes. But you have to at least give it a chance, give it a try, if you're lucid. How do you become lucid? A lot of people are natural lucid dreamers. It's easy for them to realize they're dreaming and then they can just do whatever they want. A lot of people train themselves for this. There's a lot of different methods to train yourself. And there's communities out there on the internet that explain all that. One community that I'm involved with is called the Lucid Hub on Facebook. I almost forgot the name. The Lucid Hub on Facebook. So they want to help you become lucid. Why? Because it's amazing. It's life-changing. It's enlightening. It's a movement that we all should participate in. It's just, and it's been around for obviously forever. I believe many of the ancient civilizations used lucid dreaming. And it was just so normal to them, and then it just fell out of normalcy somehow, somewhere along the line, probably when Christianity started to rule the world, and Christians don't really seem to care about lucid dreaming. I would know because I was raised one. I was raised Baptist. Dreaming and lucid dreaming was not the foreground of our belief system or even just what we care about. But, I truly believe all the ancient civilizations, and you can look it up yourself. I mean, there's books and books and books written on it about how long it's been going on, and then there's books and books and books written about how to do it for the modern civilization. Well, I believe that I'm natural, but I also did the practices for quite a while, and that really got it, moving along, and but mostly now I'll be dreaming, and then I'll say, oh gosh, I think I'm dreaming. And if I really, really come to that realization, then I can fly away. I can go exploring. A lot of times I just walk around the house and explore the house or whatever I'm in at the time. Whatever might be inside, outside. A lot of times I just I'll just walk around and explore. See what's going on. I don't really do a lot of soul searching, but you can. I mean, that's one of the huge main reasons to do it. I don't really do it, I just like to have fun. So that's what I do. I have had countless, I have no idea how many lucid dreams I've had. Countless. And by the way, at some point I'm gonna have to put these cabins in so I can start building the greenery and stuff around them. Lucid dreaming. And regular dreaming's pretty interesting too. Are you someone who dreams a lot regularly? Like, remember your dreams? That's one of the first thing that, if you're going to learn lucid dreaming, you need to be able to remember your dreams. That's like number one thing to learn. And I have started a new layer. Oops, sorry. It's going to be called cabin. Well, I have no idea what's happening. That is so interesting. This is this new AI thing where you can generate AI. I wish I could make that go away. I do not do the AI personally because I like to do it myself. And if you do AI because you can't paint, then maybe you're not watching my podcast. Everything is falling. It's gonna be okay. I just have to figure out where to put stuff. Alright. If you can't paint, follow my podcast. Paint along with me. And please, please drop the AI. Please. For the love of God. Which may be AI, by the way. Drop it. Okay. I'm having a hard time. Okay. No. Just ignore me. Sorry. Just ignore me. I have issues. This layer I wanted to name cabin. Looks like it never happened because I was dropping things. Sorry. Okay, but nothing broke, so we're good. Now, top of this cabin, we'll get back to the dreaming, hang on. Top of the cabin, it's kind of purpley gray. I mean, it's like mostly gray, but it's drawing a little bit of that purple from the sky. So, I need a color. I'm going to go with this color, and then I'm going to go grayer and darker. What do you think? That sounds good. And I'm going to draw this out real quick. Now while I'm doing that, I'll keep talking. Uh-oh. Lord knows we can't draw straight lines. Lucid dreaming. So like I said, the number one thing, the first thing you need to be able to do is remember your dreams. That is absolutely important, because not only for the fact that, like, if you have a lucid dream and you can't remember it, what's the point? But also because you're most likely not going to suddenly realize that you're dreaming if you don't really ever remember your dreams, like have any interest in dreams, or even if you have an interest in dreams, you have to like tell your subconscious this. And you can't just say, hey, subconscious, I'm interested in dreams. Can I start remembering them now? I mean, you can, but it's more effective to put in the work, put in the action. Over a while, it'll see what's going on, and you'll remember your dreams more and more. And the more that you do, and the more that you take notice of them, the more to keep working for you. And that brings me to a dream diary. Dream diary. Oh no. Look, it doesn't have to be scary. Not everybody wants to write in a diary. I don't write a diary every day. I don't write a dream diary every day. But if you're trying to get into this, you should. You kind of almost don't have a choice. You just have to make yourself do it. And then it gets easier and easier. And then eventually you might not need it as much. I'm at the point where I don't really have to write down my dreams. I remember tons and tons. They're just like up here in my head. And I can like tell about them at any point. I'm not going to bore you with that right now. At some point I might run out of things to say, and I warn you ahead of time. Not that anybody's watching this. But one day somebody might watch this, and I would hate to be boring you with all my dreams. But I can tell you basically hundreds of dreams that I have stored in my head. And I do have a lot written down. But that is the first thing you need to do, is learn how to remember your dreams. Write them down every day in as much detail as you can. Sometimes you can only remember one single word. Write it down, because that is telling your subconscious, hey, I'm interested. Let's do this. And then so the next day you might remember 2 words. Okay, write them down. Then the next day, 3 words, 4 words, 5 words, a whole sentence, a paragraph, the whole dream. You know, it's a project just like anything in the world, reality, life. It's a process. And then even if you don't lucid dream, writing down your dreams and remembering your dreams is going to be life-changing anyway, because you can always use that diary as a tool for growth, because your dreams are always trying to tell you something. Now, it may not be something big it may be. Maybe something small, it may be something that seems small, but actually is pretty big because it's all subconscious and you don't really know what's happening with all that. There's unlimited, too much cranberry vodka, sorry. There is unlimited amount of stuff in the subconscious that you just have no idea is even happening. Processes just firing non-stop. Creating your subconscious is always creating. It's basically what it does. It creates your reality non-stop. Whether that reality is now while you're awake listening to this, or whether that reality is when you're asleep and dreaming, the reality of not knowing you're dreaming, the reality of knowing that you're dreaming, it's all being created right now by your subconscious. And that's because, and maybe there's other processes too, besides the subconscious, that are involved with all that. Obviously your sight, sound, taste, your senses are happening right now with you, but they're being read by the subconscious. They're being processed, they're being interpreted, and something is being created just because. That's what it does. And for example, what I mean by that, I'm not saying you're creating me or that I'm creating you. If there is anyone out there listening to this, which I am not sure there is, but what I'm saying is, like, you're receiving raw data. I'm here on the screen painting. That's true. You're not creating that specifically. You're just observing it. But what you're creating is your experience of it. Like when I scratch or touch my nose. I've been touching my nose a lot this podcast, this episode in particular. Sorry. But it happened. Oops, sorry. But what you're creating is your experience of it. And that's basically all you go on in life. That's how you operate, that's how I operate, is the experience that you're creating. And that's what you call life. Well, I'm creating one as well, and it never shuts up, by the way. It never ever shuts up. And by that I mean the voice in my head. Supposedly not everyone has one of those. I do, and guess what? It doesn't shut up. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's really mean. What's yours like? Is yours mean? Maybe it needs to be punished. No, I'm just kidding. Nope. Because guess what? It's punishing you 24/7. So it gets enough of that because you are it and it is you, and so it's punishing itself. Anyway. So a lot of times it can speak to you directly through dreams. And it might have something to say. It just might, and you won't be listening if you don't remember your dreams. When you listen, you can heal. When you ignore it, you're causing unnecessary suffering. Do suffering, but unnecessary. And this is all just my opinion. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is true or right. I'm just telling you my opinion on all that. I don't particularly understand the subconscious stuff, or we're misappropriating that term for something else. I have no idea. But all I can say is I've had a lot of lucid dreams. I've had instances where I've asked to speak to, I said higher self, but I don't know. I don't know what I was really asking for, and maybe that's why I never got a satisfactory. Usually I'm told, not now, it's not time yet. Like, whatever. Possibly because I don't know, I'm not satisfied on the answer of who I'm asking. But at the end of the day, I was really just meant my subconscious. So, it doesn't really speak to you directly like that, or it hasn't to me. It loves riddles. Don't know why. I guess everyone likes riddles, huh? No, it likes riddles. It speaks in riddles. Even when you get like an answer from a dream character. Let's say you walk up to a dream character and you're like, what? I don't know, whatever you want to ask. You might have your own thing you want to ask. You could ask, sorry, I had to let my dog out. You could ask, what could I do to be more aware of my anger? Tomorrow, let's say I'm at work, maybe I feel angry a lot, maybe I'm upset. What could I do to be more aware of that and to, I don't want to say prevent it, but let's just, to not succumb to that anger. There you go. And you ask a dream character this. This dream character could be somebody you know, somebody familiar, a complete stranger. All kinds can appear in the dream. And they might say a complete riddle, they might say, oh, you just put your left foot in the blue shoe and spin your head around 5 times. But it's a riddle, in my opinion. I have no idea what it could mean. That's something that you have to figure out for yourself. Why am I getting so dark in here? It's dark. The lighting hasn't changed. Maybe there's a ghost going by. You have to figure it out for yourself. You really do. And you can do that by a follow-up question. Hey, what does that mean? But you don't always get the chance to do that. So then, there's the second part of learning to lucid dream. You really, really need to know your personal symbology, what your subconscious uses to communicate, typically symbols, images, riddles, or anything that's symbolic. And you would have to find some books on it, read some books, unless you can do it, intuitively learn. But basically, you just need to know if your subconscious uses the image of an apple. Let's say I want to meditate. And I say, what would make me just feel a lot better right now, happier? And you get the image of an apple. Apple. Okay, well, eat an apple? Maybe they want you to eat an apple. I can tell you right now, don't go, as often as you can, don't go literal. Because it ain't going to be literal. It might be. But since the subconscious prefers riddles, it's not going to be exactly literal. That might be a little too easy. So then your journey now is find out what an apple means to you, what it symbolizes. For a lot of people, it symbolizes the Garden of Eden, the forbidden fruit. Okay, well, whatever. So let's say that's what it symbolizes for you, forbidden fruit. How could I feel better, happier by eating the forbidden fruit? What? You're not supposed to eat that, right? And I don't know if Adam and Eve certainly felt better. But they might have, because they wanted to not be, dumb. They wanted to be intelligent, wise, the wisdom of God. So the story goes. Well, maybe that's what the apple means to you. Maybe it means wisdom. Forbidden wisdom. Forbidden knowledge. You gotta figure those things out. That takes a lot of time. It's not, and it's fun too. It's not like boring. I've gotta keep doing this crap. It's actually fun if you get into it. The journaling, the dream journaling, will be integral to that. There's books. You can learn tarot reading, which uses symbology. It almost kind of teaches you symbology and how to interpret your own inner symbology. There's all kinds of things. All kinds. Okay, I'm just gonna fill in my cabin real quick with a white gray. So yeah, there's so much to say about dreaming and lucid dreaming. I could talk forever about it. I probably will talk about it more on future episodes because it is such a huge part of my life. I haven't really even got, told you fun stuff, but I will. This episode's getting kind of long, so as soon as I'm done filling in this cabin, I'm actually going to sign off. Please, though, if you are interested in lucid dreaming, or you already practice lucid dreaming or experience lucid dreaming, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear your experiences. You can come join us over at the Lucid Hub on Facebook, and I'll put the link below in the video description. Or in the comments, I'm not sure. One of those. Alright. I think what I'm just going to do is go ahead and sign off. Your homework and my homework will be to finish the cabin as far as color blocking. You remember, color blocking is just laying down base colors. Base colors, nothing too detailed. So I'm gonna keep filling in the white around the edges of the cabin, fix my windows a little bit, and then also we should be working on this hill in the background some more. So by the time, and you can do this ridge and your sky, whatever you want, between now and episode 2. Or no. Episode 2 of this series, although it's going to be called episode 6 because that's what episode we're on next time. We're on episode 5 now, if you didn't know. Apparently I didn't know. And that's okay, because there's a lot of things I don't know. And I'm good with that. So, until next time, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll try to get better at all this. I promise, I'll get better. It's not difficult, I just have to learn how to talk. And I will. And which is actually a huge block I've always had, is talking. But anyway, that's just me. Until next time, this has been another episode of Adventures in Painting. This painting is called Leaving at Sunrise. This is episode 5. And I'm Justin. Till next time. Bye.